All right, best radio voices, everybody, or podcast voices.
Radio voices for the podcast.
YouTube voices.
Merry Christmas. I am Luke. I am your father.
Are you going to talk that low the whole time?
No.
That's his Delilah voice. That's his quiet
I'll talk
fire.
like this the whole time. Is that all right?
Yes, perfect.
Is that good?
Yeah, I think we're good.
I like your Delilah voice. Hey bartender, pour it long. Hey bartender, make 'em strong. You're listening to The Long Pour, the podcast where we drink and bring you our favorite drinking conversations. You're with the A-Man.
And Krusty. Also today we have Nathan Peters here to tell us about Best Dead City Music Festival, Friday, August 9th. Doors open at 5. Make sure to get your tickets. Nathan, tell us about Turboslacker's CD release or album release.
It's vinyl record release at the Bright Side, August 9th, which is amazing. We have international touring artist Des Dynamic Shroud, Backstab with Lung, Abertooth Lincoln, Turboslacker. It's our album release, so that's who we are. E-Man Jones, amazing hip-hop from Dayton, Ohio. Grand, Internet Wizard, Pseudonym, Bomb Bunny, Moira, Nick Kazernis, Cage Fame, and DJ Kurt Tastrophe, who has an amazing studio in Kettering. You should come to this. It's $20 in advance. It's stupid. My sister, my amazing Elizabeth Cooper, is our presenting sponsor. The Barrel House is another sponsor, and the Long Pour is another sponsor. And here we are today to talk about the Long Pour and why you need to listen.
Absolutely. We couldn't be happier to be a sponsor for such a great event. Very eclectic group. A lot of people from Dayton. A lot of good music acts. I recommend it to everybody.
Nate, why don't you hold up that poster one more time? It has all your needs, friends. It has music. It has housing needs, drinking needs, and podcast entertainment needs. Like it's not even a trifecta. It's a quadfecta? I don't.
Absolutely.
Quad works, right? It has everything on that poster.
And the story behind Best Dead City is like my bandmate Nate was, like somebody he moved from Cincinnati, right, to Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
Which, thank you. We welcome you, right? But somebody told him, he was like, Dayton's kind of dead. But they were like, it's the best dead city. Mm-hmm. Which makes a lot of sense, and that's how we got the name for the Best Dead City.
I dig that.
Yeah,
I do.
It's just like
that's great.
Like we had all these companies leave us and like leave so many people homeless after GM and all these different companies just
NCR,
kind of evacuated. NCR, right? So it's the Best Dead City. Because we've done well. I mean, like it's downtown's better than it has ever been in my lifetime that I have a recollection for.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we've got a lot of independent businesses and organizations. It's downtown's definitely different, but I really feel like it's come up.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all the independent businesses that support Hart and Mercantile, Clash are going to be selling some of their wares there that night. Like,
very cool.
Like we're just trying to bring everybody together. And
Dayton has some coolness to it. Like
absolutely.
It has a classic vibe. It has a kind of a rebirth vibe. There and that it sounds like that's what you guys are kind of about, showing that Dayton still alive. Not on that poster, but Marion's Pizza and Esther Price Candy, two of the best brands in the entire world, in my opinion.
Yeah,
in Dayton.
I mean, if you get it extra crispy,
preach, brother. Give a quick. Go ahead. I'll allow it. Give a quick breakdown on
if
that order.
If I want the cracker square cut pizza, I want it to be crispy and amazing, and I want it to be slightly burnt.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Krusty gets the same thing.
Yes.
So any of the thin crust pizza that I get, it's got to be burnt.
So when you order it, do you say well done, or do you
I
say?
say well done every time.
Okay.
Sometimes it does not happen that way.
I said well done. Damn it!
I mean, like, I also love Donato's, right? But
Donato's is a good pie. Columbus, Ohio.
Ohio. And when I was a kid, my grandparents lived in Columbus, and we had Donato's pizza. And like, you didn't have to order it any specific way. It was just magnificent, glorious food that you put in your mouth. And you know, it's not so much that now. Sorry, Donato.
Oh, you know that I think Donato's is still a good pie, man.
It is good. No, it is good. But you have to like specifically get it a certain way, and it's store to store, right? Like they don't have consistency across. The board. That's my only.
I mean,
complaint.
I'm always going to go to like Joe's or Marion's.
Yeah, Joe's,
over
Marion's,
Donato's
Casano's even.
Oh yeah,
I had a salty Casano's pizza, and I ask them always to put less salt on the crust, and they never do.
They can't.
That's the
They
best
can't. They
part.
can't do
It's
it.
not allowed.
Yeah, if you own a franchise, you have to give a heart attack amount of salt.
They're legally obligated to salt the bottom of the
Full
crust.
salt. But I love.
It's
I love
part of the waiver.
I love the tiny square pizza. I mean, I do love that pizza. Like, it's kind of like a mix between bar pie and just like super crusty, crispy pizza, and it's so good.
Absolutely, and we have long planned, and we'll do a pizza episode specific on the
Planning
long
on
board.
Please.
Yeah,
me to be
we'd
a
love
part
to
of
have you
that.
back. We're gonna do Joe's, Marion's, Casano's, and Ron's.
We can maybe bring definitely those three, and possibly Ron's, and open to some other places as well. But we're going to give a rating, a true feel of the Dayton style pizza.
But I
Absolutely.
feel like there's
represents.
some Inglewood / Vandalia places that are in that mix.
We're
too.
open, dude.
We're gonna end up with
Yeah.
12 pizzas.
Yeah,
We're gonna be-
let's
Leave
go.
us alone. We're fat and
We're
we
gonna
like
be
to
full and
eat.
drunk.
I mean,
Doing the
I want
podcast.
to be done with you guys completely when we eat all that pizza. you know?
Be like, I'm embarrassed. I can't even look at. I can't even look at another.
Let's go full Dave Portnoy and just be like cheese only, and we only eat like a bite or whatever, and just go to like every single place that does like thin crust pizza.
What is one bite? Everybody knows the rules, but that guy always eats like an entire piece.
He's like
And
one bite,
sometimes-
everybody knows the rules, and it's like 4 bites later, 7 bites later before he even grades pizza.
Meanwhile,
Yeah,
he
I
chews with his
understand.
mouth open too, so those videos can be a little hard to watch. But he's doing pretty well with them.
Yeah, he figured the pizza game out. You know,
I don't
but-
trust him. He went to Michigan. I don't trust him. I know he's the biggest thing.
that's right,
I don't. Dave Portnoy, I know you're listening to the long pour. I don't
Yeah,
trust
sure,
you.
he's listening.
So come to us for the definitive Dayton pizza review, and without besmirching Marion's
You know,
good name.
He gave Marion's like a
was solid.
7.3 or something,
I
which
mean,
seems a little high.
I'm not.
My
Yeah, is
opinion.
that this is
Yeah.
going to take
Well,
me to
it's
a dark
also-
place?
It's
No,
not his type of pizza.
he's
He
a
likes,
New York
you know,
style, isn't
But
he?
he loves bar pie.
He does.
which is like straddles the line of like little thin, crispy pieces.
But I don't think he's going to grade like a Dayton, what we call Dayton pizza, on the same scale as he would like what he's into.
Yeah,
You know,
for
damn,
sure.
You know what? Now you guys have ticked me off. Like, he came here. I think it was February. He takes his Marion's. He walks it out. It's blowing wind through the super thin crust. Like, that's not how Marion's was meant to be eaten. You eat it piping hot on your table with a pitcher of
if
beer.
You
Yeah,
can get it
absolutely.
piping
Yeah.
hot, but that's hard.
No,
It's
no.
hard nowadays. I'm serious, bro.
Did he get it cooked in the old oven?
Yeah.
He got it cooked somehow and let February Ohio winds blow through it for
He gave it a
25
good-
minutes,
he
and
gave
then
it
he's
a
like,
very
"No,
good
eat
score.
it."
He gave it actually a very good score. I would not have given Marion's
It's
that
that-
good of a score.
I'm
At
fine.
all.
Yeah, it's not like he's
At
throwing
all.
out tens all the
I
time.
love Marion's sometimes.
I'm fucking fired up, man.
I'm sorry. I
Taste it the right way.
I think
He gave
Pizza
him-
Factory is better than most most of the time.
Pizza Factory is underrated. This isn't
it
the pizza
is
episode,
fire,
Nathan.
bro.
This isn't the pizza episode. This isn't the pizza episode.
Hey, why are we trying to stop what's happening? Like, let's just talk about pizza because I fucking love pizza.
Pizza
Chef
is
Nathan.
good.
All right, well, I'll give you one more.
Pork chop.
You did.
Embrace that pork chop and
I-
know that I know what I'm talking about pizza.
I still dream about that pork chop.
Before we
It was
take
so
a
good.
break, I do want to say that when Nathan was last on the podcast, he brought and cooked the most amazing pork chops I've ever had in my life.
Yeah,
Those pork chops were beautiful.
They were orgasmic.
we are like so lucky in Dayton, Ohio that we have Dorthy Lane Market where we can get these like amazing products. Like I don't buy like my regular groceries from Dorthy Lane Market, but when I want something really nice, I go and get it from Dorthy Lane Market. And you can go get pork chops for 3 people for like $21 that are like basically the bacon of pork chop.
Those pork chops were
The
amazing.
bacon of pork chop, right?
It was heaven
Is that
on
like-
earth. It was heaven on
And
earth.
I don't have to do much. I just marinate them a little bit and grill them to perfection. And you will like be like, that's the best thing I ever had. You know, so much in cooking is just like products, right? Like if I have the best product that I can possibly give you and cook it well, you know.
I would like to say while we're plugging local businesses and we're talking about grocery stores, I want to give a shout out to Dots Market.
Oh yeah,
Great prices,
Dude,
great products.
they got Wagyu. They got
Got
like
the
American
bullpen.
Wagyu, I think, you know, but
I went there and had like a steak and egg for breakfast for like insanely cheap.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
get
yeah.
that price anywhere, and it's
yeah, Dots
good.
is amazing, man.
It
Great
is.
deli.
And the
Great deli.
owner's a great guy.
Dude, when I want to go make like my own chiri queso or something like that, you know, like I go get like white American cheese and I get white provolone sliced from the deli and I chop it up and then I cook it in a sauce, right? But like I'm gonna go to the Dots for that thing. So like, yeah,
Absolutely.
like Dayton, Ohio has more independent grocery stores than probably anywhere else in the country has at this point.
They have been closing rapidly.
Yeah. I think truly like they're disappearing. And
Yeah.
we are so lucky to have places like Dorthy Lane Market, Dots Market.
Absolutely.
Those two. That they're basically the only local.
But they're renowned. Like
Oh,
Dorthy
yeah,
Lane.
yeah,
Dorthy
yeah.
Lane's
and they're both
known
still
nationwide.
growing,
And
which
neither-
is a great sign
and
of
neither
people
one is
supporting
going anywhere.
their community.
Yeah, absolutely. Neither one is going anywhere. Dorthy Lane Market is probably like the place that's gonna like just thrive, right? But like
Right.
Dots has its place
Does-
for sure.
yeah.
Like they have such a good reputation for meat.
Yeah, they've got a pretty
It's an
good.
amazing deli. Amazing
Yeah,
deli. Amazing. You pick up your steak to grill.
Yeah.
And I love how much you love food because I'm a fat kid at heart,
Me too.
and I will let you. I cut you off before we do a shot for shot clock. I will let you describe. You threw out Pizza Factory, which is also a local Dayton thing. They do very unique specialty pizzas. Give a quick description. Just let us know what's your go-to pie from Pizza Factory, and then we'll do a shot.
So from Pizza Factory, I love their just like straight up pepperoni pizza, but I would probably also love their cheese.
God damn
Let me just
pretty
say because Pizza Factory, like Bill Evans makes his own dough. You know, I bought at different places I worked pizza dough from him. He sells pizza dough to a lot of different places.
Okay.
You know, he's like prolific in pizza making. He makes really good dough. I love the cornmeal on the bottom of the crust. I love how light and airy the pizza is. And I like how crispy it can be. So like to me, Pizza Factory is the best pizza deal in town. And on Mondays you can get buy one, get one free.
That's a win.
And like
That is a
I
win.
rehearse on Mondays, and oftentimes I will buy one get one free. I'll get a cheese and a pepperoni. Seems bland to people, but also like my Jewish friend who's in my band and my pork eating friends can both be happy. you know, it's a great deal for like $25, and it's great pizza. Everything is made in house. Like, how do you like Pizza Factory should be ruling the world, and maybe the only reason why they're not is because they have factory in their name. You know, because it was like a thing. They used to have locations on Salem Avenue. You know, like my dad used to buy like 12 pizzas for a birthday party for them. Like, because it was good. It was good.
It is good.
It's always been good. It's consistent, and it's still good. They started out in Canal Street Tavern.
I did not know that.
They sure did. That's his fucking start, right? And making pizza was like, they had a kitchen in Canal Street Tavern, which is now Canal Street Deli, which my friend Rob, who was the tour manager for the Afghan Wigs, now currently owns, and also owns Thai 9. I mean, like, Daton is amazing. That's like the whole circular point. Like,
also, they have the best pinball machines in Daton.
Yes, they do.
And pretty good sandwiches as well. But on that note, I think it's time for a shot clock, guys. We've gotten completely off topic, but I love it.
Let's do it.
This is how we go.
Shot clock.
Get out of here!
Yeah, really shouldn't be drinking.
Oh, really? You learned that in med school? That you obviously didn't get into?
Rusty here, reminding you to please check out our socials. At The Long Pour, all one word, on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. The Long Pour 80 Proof. That's number 80 on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. At Pour Long on the app formerly known as Twitter. Also on Facebook.
Magic.
And we are back from the shot clock, and with the help of the great Nathan Peters of Turboslacker, we got completely derailed during the first half, but in the best way, talking about food, talking about if there's one thing the Long Pour likes as much as drinking, it's pizza.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
And Dave,
so many good. Right?
Yes, I will. One more shout out of anger to Dave Portnoy for besmirching the good name of Marion's, even though he gave it a solid.
He gave it a good score.
He could have just like thrown it down the drain, like flushed it down the toilet. And he, to his credit, he did not do that.
Kind of should be thrown down the drain.
I've not had the bad experiences at Marion's that you've had. I still get it piping hot. I still get it good. Maybe
love
you go do the wrong
for
one.
A certain thing.
We need to stop. This is my fault. I shouldn't have brought pizza up. Nathan is already trying to take his phone and order a pizza in the middle of the podcast. So let's talk about one freaking topic, like before we go. We give you advice. We're fun to hang out with. We give you drinking advice. We give you cool places to go. We give you good bands to listen to.
We tell you all about Daton.
Yes.
Oh, Daton is amazing.
It's the best dead city.
It's the best dead city.
See what I did there? Oh, here comes the poster. Again, my fault. The great Nathan Peters. But sometimes you run into, hey, where, things don't always go as planned. We're in our relationships go bad. We're in our our late 30s.
We are not in our 30s.
God damn.
I feel like Tinder is the best place if you're in your late 30s, right?
He doesn't even wait. He's just going. So there's long pour advice number one. Get on Tinder immediately.
Like to get really good relationship,
right?
If you're trying to
True
go
love.
long term, Tinder seems the place.
Go to christianmingle.com if you want that short term fling, and Tinder if you want that long forever
if you want
flame.
the long forever flame.
Jesus goodness!
I had a brief experience with dating apps.
Sorry. Can I? But we jumped ahead.
Sorry.
We already gave you point advice number one. Get on Tinder for long true love. But how do you, at our age, we don't plan to be on apps at this age. So things have to go wrong first. Yeah. Can you
Can I just say one little thing?
You're going to anyway.
The first record I ever put out was called When Things Go Wrong.
Was it about dating or was it about Was it about bad pizza?
Just I don't know. It was called When Things Go Wrong, and somebody said in an article in the early 2000s, right, like 2001, was like, well, the album's called When Things Go Wrong. It should have been called When Things Go Right. Yeah, because they were like
it's so wrong, it's so right at the same time.
Very nicely, like being like very nice to me.
That's a yin and yang. Get wrong. You need some wrong to have some right.
Vinyl Dies
maybe
was the band, and my sister was also in that band.
She was, yeah.
Vinyl Dies.
So how am I going? So wrong, right. Have a little bit of both. But Krusty has had, before we give the definitive long pour dating advice, like what is your nightmare? I say that affectionately. So there is. Can you give without maybe being too personal? Like, is there something you're like, dude? I thought I was good. Thought I was on the right, right relationship, right place, and like, holy crap! All of a sudden, it's just like, boom. Bad. You see what I'm saying?
To be fair,
give a quick.
The relationships
like
I had
wrong.
that went completely wrong, like getting set on fire while sleeping, there were signs.
Did she use matches or what did she use to set you on fire?
Lighter fluid, and I don't know what she used to ignite the fire, but I'll tell you this: it is no way to wake up.
Yeah. Did you stop, drop, and roll to put out the?
I was sleeping, so I was screaming and smacking my face. I got real lucky. I had some burns on my mouth, and I was wearing a retainer, so I have a black spot on said retainer.
That takes a lot to get through the mouth to the retainer.
Nathan,
to blacken that retainer.
When things go wrong.
When things go wrong.
Am I right?
So absolutely.
So that is a sign that your relationship has gone bad.
Yeah. There were many signs before that. I guess my advice is don't ignore red flags because you don't want to get set on fire.
That's fantastic advice. Do you have anything like a relationship goes bad? You should have seen it or whatever. Like, does it just happen?
Well,
can it just happen and you're just like, all right, it's time to move on? Or
I pass.
You pass on that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
What about you, man?
I would say, things need to change when things that originally attracted you to a person, like after years, 10, 15, but it doesn't matter the years, but like the things that you used to really like about them, you now can't stand about them. It's like everything about this person annoys you. I won't make it personal, but I will give. Imagine you are, say
Beyonce.
You know what? I was going to go music, but not the great Beyonce, who has never done anything wrong in life. She's basically perfection.
Absolutely.
But the great. How about take it to the 80s and rock? The great Tommy Lee. Of the Motley Crue.
Motley Crue is on my top 5 list of overrated bands.
Okay, but they did.
Overrated.
They did. They had a run. A lot of people loved them. Tommy Lee's this crazy rocker, notorious for having sex with everyone and also having a great penis. And he
that's that's a little bit.
What?
What's great about something that comes with disease?
That's a fair question. It's a valid point, but notorious for that. And he has this story. He's this bad boy, so that's how how he attracted women. And there's a famous story where he was doing drugs and he heroin, and he like basically killed himself, and like woke up in the ambulance and revived and went to a red light, and then left the ambulance and went to like continue partying. Look how awesome I am, like, because I'm such a partier. Now imagine dating him, and like you heard that story, and you're like, I'm just gonna say Pamela Anderson. Like, you're like, oh, look at this bad boy. But then after 10 years, and he tells that story maybe a million times, you're like, okay, well, yes, I've heard the story. Yes, you
well,
live.
I imagine
like,
for her, she's like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm over this story.
Yeah.
Also, you gave me hepatitis.
yeah.
So,
I wish you did die. Like what?
Also, you're garbage town.
So that when those things start to change, and you're like, dude, I just can't deal with this person anymore. Let's get out of Dodge, and let's start anew and get on Tinder.
Yeah. Tinder. That's full circle. Tinder. That's where you want to go for like long-term, conscious, like real relationships. That's where you want to go. Tinder.
Is that
that's all I know.
so? That's the only advice from Nathan. Is that going to
Tinder.
Yeah,
Is that going to be?
Seems like
You heard
it's
it here
Tinder.
first.
Is that going to be the Long Boy's only dating advice?
Yeah.
We at least gotta give him top five.
I gave good advice.
Okay.
Don't ignore red flags. I mean, they're
okay, okay,
yeah, because you don't want to get set on fire.
okay. So
Or other.
So I guess all my big mouth, I'm the only one that hasn't given advice. Like you said,
Yeah.
annoy. You said not annoy. You said don't ignore red flags.
Don't ignore them.
You said get on Tinder. I'll say, as a man, be tall. That's great. Very, very. It's very helpful if you are a tall human. Women will like you very much more than if you are not tall.
Yeah. So
That's horrible advice. Hey guys,
so
if you're not tall,
grow.
go ahead and get taller.
Yeah.
Stretch. So you could get those.
Make
like,
yourself before you make yourself.
Are you 40
okay?
and single? It's not too late to grow 6 more inches.
That's right. They have those contraptions where you can kind of hang upside down, let gravity take over. Little like spine stretching, back stretching. You'll be taller.
So you're saying money or Tinder?
Money was also, that's advice number 4.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's just make it a top 5.
Actually, you know what could probably help? Sponsoring the long pour.
Oh.
Listening to the long pour will definitely make you more popular with the ladies or men, whatever you're into.
Okay.
Or it won't. But that's also okay.
Okay. Let's do down the line. Here's your top 5, and then friends, we're gonna go out and we're gonna hit the bar. You're gonna do your own thing. But if you remember anything about this podcast, Daton has great pizza. Turboslacker is playing the Dead City music video.
Best Dead City.
And I fumbled the words there, but Nathan is holding that as a mask over his face, so it's very clear to see if you're watching us on YouTube. But let's take him out with our, once again, reiterate the Long Pour's top 5 advice for dating. We'll start with you.
Be yourself. That's the kind of relationship you want to be in. Somebody that loves you for who you are, and don't ignore red flags.
So just
How many was that?
it was just
just 2.
The red flags.
2.
Be yourself is kind of bullshit.
Honestly, being a good human matters, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
And so, be a good human. Strive to date people that are also good humans. And then reproduce so we have more good humans in the world. That's 3.
So you advise not to wear condoms.
Yeah. Well,
that's basically.
Well, with
okay.
Yeah,
Here we go. The
all
long
right.
pours. The long pours.
Yep.
Definitive advice: don't be a trash bag of a human being. Be tall. Don't ignore red flags. get on Tinder, don't wear condoms, and I'm sorry, this is a summation of everything that you said.
And
also,
we had 1, 2, 3, and you had 2 more.
and also,
for us,
and also be a
two
good human.
original ideas. Do you have 2 original ideas in you?
Be tall.
Be tall. Okay.
That's 1, 2, and 3 in my book. That will be helpful.
Well, and if I could just, they make extenders, so
Stretch out. Use gravity.
Gravity, and medication.
Yeah. Don't lift. Do your morning stretches. Hang upside down on whatever that contraption
you need
is
to make yourself be taller and longer for the long pour. You need that.
Extends for your back.
Extends for the world.
Yes,
because everybody needs that extend.
And on that note, I'm calling it, but get a date, and you definitely should take them to the bright side on August 9th, Turboslacker's release show. And we're going to get a pizza and go to another location. Thank you so much for listening.
And seriously, guys, don't be a trash bag of a human being.
Absolutely.
See you next time.
Be good.
Till next time.